Houstan.
Yep, and this is the Allan&HoostanProgram. Today, actually, I don't even know what we're doing today. I think it's your episode. What are you doing?
Talking about something, that's for sure.
What? You have nothing. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't even know. What are you doing today? Well, last time we did my 360 games.
Yes.
Which are actually right here. Still got them. Maybe what I would do is I would go maybe get your 360 games and maybe do one on yours. You got a bigger collection than I do.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do it.
The only problem is you have so many that you couldn't possibly get them on your own. And it doesn't even make sense for you to drive all the way home, to go pick them up.
Unless.
So what? Unless you get them shipped here.
True, or we can go around and get them.
It's up to you. I mean, do you think you can get them shipped here? I mean,
it's literally impossible.
I mean, it's such a big package. You're going to have to probably get someone to come ship it over here.
I literally live not far from you. We can just drive to my house and go get it.
Okay. I think we should still get shipped here.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Get it shipped here. Any minute now. Oh, here they are.
Oh, shit. I guess I was wrong.
Wow.
My games.
Now I understand why you needed a professional moving service to move that. These things were freaking heavy.
But anyway, guys, we're back.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Little skit.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. So after we filmed his, we went to go get mine. I lived like 5-10 minutes from him. Because while I was listening to his collection, I kind of got me thinking, I want to do mine so bad. Because I've been wanting to do it for such a long time. Yeah. And now we can finally do it today to show our passion for 360. It's just something about it inside. It's like, I want to show off the nostalgia that I enjoy with 360 like with his. So,
yep.
I have mine. I have about 29 games. A lot of them I'm not going to go too in-depth in. I'm going to try to explain them all in a steady kind of pace. Not rush through it, but to be able to kind of show you guys why I love these games. And even for him too.
Yep.
So, alright, so I'm going to do it like this way. I guess we'll start in order. I'm that guy who organizes things in order. With a lot of other people like Justin, it doesn't matter. Me, I like everything in order.
Well, it makes it easier though.
Yeah, to be able to organize everything. So, I guess we'll start alphabetically.
Sweet, let's see it.
We're going to start with number 1, 007 Quantum of Solace.
Nice.
This is one of 4 games in my 007 collection. I wouldn't say I'm like a die-hard James Bond fan, but I love James Bond. Especially, I'm a little biased to Mr. Daniel Craig, who is an unbelievable actor and who portrays James Bond so well. No disrespect to the OGs like Sean Connery and Pierce Brosnan and Roger Moore, but something about Daniel Craig's James Bond is very nostalgic to me, and I'm sure Houstan can speak for that as well.
Yep.
So Quantum of Solace is the first 007 game for the 360 that was ever released. They have made 007 games in the past for previous consoles, like the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo 64. But then they finally made one for the 360, and this was the first one that was released. This was in, I want to say, 2008. So Quantum of Solace, basically, the game follows the movie, the first 2 movies that Daniel Craig is in. So the first few missions cover Quantum of Solace, the sequel movie, but then you go do flashbacks from the first movie that show the gorgeous Quantum of Solace they show, but the gorgeous DBS Vantage, my favorite Aston Martin. That movie, and in this realm, is what made me fall in love with Aston Martin.
That's cool.
So basically, you're just playing missions from the movie. It's a mix of third person and first person. I thought it was solid. I played it on the PS3, and I always said when I went to 360, this was the game I had to get. It's solid. I just think that the other James Bond games were a little better, but this one I definitely remember, and I beat it, and it was fun. It's like watching the movie, but playing it in the game. But very fun game.
Well, just do that. I'm gonna turn the air conditioner.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, because it's like it's a little hot. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next James Bond game, and we got 007 Bloodstone.
Nice.
This one is I think in my opinion, the best one. So this one was released in 2010, so 2 years after. What was great about this one is it's an original story. It doesn't follow a movie, doesn't follow any plots with the movie. It's an original story, has Daniel Craig back, and it is a new story. This one definitely has great graphics and really immersive and really action-packed gameplay. Okay, an interesting fact. This game I heard about, I think somewhere long ago on YouTube somewhere. And again, this was a game I had the PS3, had to get it for the 360. There was a YouTuber recently when I was collecting games. His name was Metal Jesus, who was like a video game collector.
Yep.
He talks about one of the companies the company that made this game, Bizarre Creations, was actually responsible for Project Gotham Racing, which was a well-known gaming series, because there's a lot of cool action driving scenes. You actually drive the Aston Martin.
That's cool.
Not first person, but third person, but it's a very fun game. This one I loved more than Quantum of Solace. The fighting mechanics were great, just everything about it was great.
Cool.
The third 007 game that I have is GoldenEye Reloaded.
How many games did they make for the 360?
4. So Quantum of Solace, Bloodstone, GoldenEye Reloaded, and Legends, which we'll get into right after this one.
Nice, you got them all.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good to know.
This one basically is a nice little homage to the original GoldenEye for the fact of, for the multiplayer, you pick different characters from the movie's franchise and you play them. But what I loved about this one, I remember playing the hell out of this one a lot growing up. I loved the story. I just loved it. It's all first person. Fighting mechanics, okay, but I can look past that because it's James Bond. I mean, it's like you're in the perspective of James Bond. But yeah, I played the hell out of this one.
That's cool.
I definitely played the hell out of this one, and I had fun. So that is my 007 collection of the 360. Now we're going to get into some other titles. This one, a lot of you are going to look at and be like, I never expect you to get a game like this, and you're actually probably going to be surprised. The Angry Birds trilogy. So growing up as a 2020, really a 2010s kid, you had an iPhone or iPod Touch, App Store vibes. But this was the one game you had to have. I watched a YouTuber showing off his collection, and he showed Angry Birds trilogy. I'm like, Angry Birds trilogy? I never heard. Is it like they're taking Angry Birds with their own twist? No, it's actually all the original games and levels put into this game. So you get the original Angry Birds Seasons, and Rio.
Oh, Rio.
Yeah.
I like Rio. That was a good one.
Definitely, this game, I definitely raged because,
It's annoying.
it's annoying, but that's what adds to the appeal.
It makes sense.
So, yeah. Any thoughts on you?
They should make a Bad Piggies game.
Maybe they could.
They should. They should. They have to. Please. I mean, realistically, right? I know they shut down the Xbox 360 store. Literally, probably during the making of this, it was like 2 months before this. They shut down the service for that. But could they, if they're making like brand new vinyls for record players, could they technically come out with games for the 360? That would be kind of cool.
I think that would be really cool.
I mean, let's get some, like, come on, guys, like get some of these new games. I don't even care if the port over to 360 is terrible. I mean, there's people that still collect Black Ops 3's 360, and that wasn't ported over with the greatest graphics, but people still ate it up. They got to bring this back. Bring back some special edition games.
Yeah,
we need something like this. We need popular games on here.
And there's this.
Anything. Put COD Mobile.
COD Mobile
Anything.
on the 360.
Just anything.
But yeah, so I had to get Angry Birds Trilogy. This is a game that I've never expected to get. Yeah, it rages me at sometimes, and I get bored of it easily. But it's just to have. My girlfriend and I would play. Whenever I tell her, "Hey, you want to play Xbox?" Like, yeah, what game do you want to play? It's like Angry Birds. I'm like, all right, it's gonna not last.
Because it's. I think with that, it's like one of those games. Like it's the same regardless.
It's just a disc.
Keeping it original. I like that.
Thank you. Let's see. Okay, this one is a game that I have not played at all.
They named it after you. Interesting.
Alan Wake. This is a really underrated indie game that a lot of 360 fans rave about. I've heard about this game, and I bought it. I've never played it, but one of these days, at some point, whenever I have the time, I want to sit down and play this game. It's a psychological action thriller. It's about a guy who's like a horror author, and he goes to like this town that's supposedly haunted, and supposedly his wife went missing when they went to this place on vacation, and it's supposed to be a really eerie vibe game, but I heard it's really good. This was released in 2011, I believe, or 2010. 2010. I mean, that cover looks freaking cool. Like with he's right there in the A. And
so cool.
Suppose I heard it's Stephen King kind of inspired, and I like Stephen King and that kind of like horror. I like slasher films, but I like the little kind of paranormal kind of Stephen King-esque vibes.
Yeah.
So one of these days, I definitely want to play this. Another cool feature, I don't know if you see it, but a lot of 360 games don't have the only on Xbox 360.
None of mine have it. So that must be like an original.
Yeah.
One, like old.
There are certain games that will have that shows that's only an Xbox 360 exclusive.
That's cool. I mean, then again, most of the games I have are cross-platform. So.
Right. Okay, now we're gonna get into probably my top 5 video games of all time. We're gonna go with Batman: Arkham Asylum, released in 2009. I mean, like if I can build a time machine and go back to when I first bought this game for the first time, I so would. I absolutely love Batman. Growing up, I love Batman. I'm not a big fan of his now, but like I'll watch like Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight or Batman Begins or even the classics or anything Batman. This came out, I was immediately blown away, and this was one of the pivotal superhero games ever, because if it wasn't for this game, you wouldn't get the Spider-Man games that came out after. Atmosphere was great, story was great, just the color palette they used to design the game, and just yeah, I just loved it. I really can't say anything else because I can just keep rambling on about it. I just love it.
It's super cool.
I really love this game to death, and you get the really cool back of the Joker and stuff.
It's
and,
cool.
Mark Hamill voices Joker here, and the late great Kevin Conroy, who was one of the greatest voice actors ever, voices him. This was the start of it. And then they released Arkham City, and then all the other Batman games. I love Arkham City as well, but if we're going to have to choose one, I'm going to go with nostalgia and go with Batman Arkham Asylum.
What's the 3D? What is it? I noticed it says 3D on it.
It's 3D compatible.
Interesting.
But the glasses aren't included, but I mean, I wouldn't really, I couldn't care for it. A cool thing about this is, I think if you get another certain DLC, it's not this one, sadly. This is the Game of the Year edition. I do get certain challenge maps and stuff, but there's a DLC where you can play challenge maps. You can play the Joker.
That's cool.
That is very cool. Oh, it says right here, Game of the Year edition includes new and exclusive Trio Viz 3D Vision. 3D glasses not included. So I guess you can actually turn a 3D mode on, because Arkham City had, and I tried it, and it's weird.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like weird, is it good though?
I never tried it. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, this is definitely a great game. If any of you have not played this, it's really good.
That's cool.
Really good. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. We're getting into the B's. We're still in the B's. We're gonna go with another Xbox exclusive only game, BioShock.
Nice.
A very popular and really revered game in the thriller horror genre. A lot of people raved about this game. And I was like, you know what? I'm up for new things. Let me try it. I actually was really impressed with this game. Not a big horror first-person guy. I've had experience with Resident Evil. It was okay. I played this. I actually like this better. This was released in 2007, so this is a very old game. Just everything. It was very old, and if you ever played it, you can see how old it is. But the story is actually pretty intriguing. You play this guy. It's set in the 40s and the 50s. You play this guy who's on a plane. His plane crashes, and then you end up like you're in the middle of the ocean. You're in this lighthouse, and you get in like this thing, and you go into this underworld city, which is called Rapture. And it's like you encounter like these people who are like, they're called splicers. They're like their DNA is like genetically spliced. So you have power ups. You inject like, these needles in your hand, and you have like you can have power ups. You can shoot like electric bolts, flame, and you can customize your character. You can customize weapons and the story. It's definitely like weird, but it's actually not that scary. There are certain jump scare moments, but it's actually pretty fun.
That's cool.
It's a very fun immersive game. The creators were 2K.
Oh, okay. So the guys that did the games, the sports games.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it was really cool how they did a game like this.
Yeah, I would have never thought that they would do something like that. That's cool.
It's very fun. I know they made many different ones. They made BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. I don't know if maybe one day down the line, but I did play the first one, and some points it was also very repetitive because I wasn't so like a pro at it.
Yeah.
I just try to take my shot with the game, but it was very fun though, and I would recommend it for anyone who has not played this and who want to try something new.
Cool.
Okay, we're gonna get into another indie game, and this one is actually fun concept-wise.
Hey, I haven't seen that edition.
Yeah, it's the you get your platinum hits, this is the super hits.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna question that.
Yeah, no, I made my own cases. I'm that guy because like certain games I bought when I bought these on eBay, it only came with the disc because I was gonna pay a ridiculous amount of money for the case. So I decided, you know what? Let me make my own. It's shitty looking, but
gets the job done.
Yeah. So Blur is it's a racing game. So this game combines elements of Need for Speed with the vast car selection, like Ford GT or Camaro, and the racing sequences. But it also combines aspects of Mario Kart because you have power ups, like in Mario Kart when you drive through the question mark square, you have like the flame flower or the turtle shell or the star power.
Yeah.
This game has that similar concept, but it's with like real cars. You have a shock power up where you can shock cars around you. You have nitro, which gives you a speed boost. You have a shield, so when another driver uses another power up on you, you can protect yourself. It has a whole bunch of different things. Like concept-wise, this game is actually pretty fun. The career mode is somewhat decent. Like you have to earn enough like fans to kind of progress through the game. You can unlock certain cars for different race types. But I just got it for the simple fact of this is basically Mario Kart, but Need for Speed. So
it looks cool.
I've been trying to. I got my girlfriend to play, and maybe one day you and I we play this one day.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
To try it out. But yeah, so Blur.
Cool.
Okay.
So rad.
This is another underrated game. We got Bully Scholarship Edition from Rockstar Games. This is a PS2 case actually.
Ooh, wow, sacrilegious.
It was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, but hey, I needed a case for this game because the other case I had was not in the best shape.
Now, what's the story with the Hot Pursuit 2? You had that game and you got rid of it, or?
I guess when I had the PS2, I guess I got rid of the game, but I guess I never got rid of the case. I guess I used it for something else, and I saw it because I had the little yellow label. It's like, wait, that says Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. It's like, holy shit, I never expected that.
That's cool.
So Bully Scholarship Edition, made by Rockstar Games, who all of you famously know created Grand Theft Auto and Midnight Club.
Yep.
Bully Scholarship Edition is basically Grand Theft Auto, but PG-13. It takes place at a fictional boarding school in New England, Massachusetts, kind of over there. It follows the story of Jimmy Hopkins, who's this 15-year-old like kid who got kicked out of so many schools, so his mom dumped him at like this private school. He basically has to navigate through the hierarchy of the school. Like, and what's cool about this game is the setting is like you watch like those like old movies back in our parents' time, even like experiencing what our parents was at in school with all the different cliques. There's nerds, jocks, the rich stuck up kids, the greasers. It's actually pretty cool.
That's
and you
cool.
can run around. You can't drive cars, but you can ride skateboards. You can ride bikes. Another cool thing about this game is you actually go to class. Like you actually go to math class, and every time you complete a class, it actually gains. You actually gain upgrades. So if you go to shop class where you work on bikes, you can unlock BMX bikes. If you go to, I believe it's like if you go to chemistry class, you can make stink bombs. You have potato guns.
That's cool.
And you'll like this part. So they have a carnival. You can actually go win prizes and stuff. You can win a go-kart.
Whoa!
So I had to show that to you. But this game is very, very fun. Just running around doing dumb shit. It's kind of like a GTA, but PG-13.
That's cool.
So this is a very fun game, and I would like to play it one of these days. I have played it before, but yeah, it's a very fun game.
Cool.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the Call of Duties. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 Call of Duties in here.
Wow.
So I'm not going to go through all of them. He knows most of them, and he has some of them. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm going to make it short and sweet with these, because I'm pretty sure all of you have played these. So it's not every single one, but it's the ones that I know that came out in the 360, and especially that I enjoyed, and I kind of put them in order. So this is like the evolution. So we're going to go start with Call of Duty 2, which was one of the first few World War themed Call of Duties. This was released in 2005.
That's an old one too.
And this was one of the first Call of Duties by Infinity Ward, who eventually made the Modern Warfare series.
Cool.
It's a Game of the Year edition, and it says it's a free bonus DVD, but yeah, free DVD my butt. But hey, I got Call of Duty 2.
You sure it's not under here on the left side?
No, I even imagine it was there the whole time, and I just never.
Oh my god!
I never saw
what would it be then? Maybe it came with like a little pamphlet. That's probably why.
Probably.
It was in there.
And the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it for myself. So Justin's actually played this with me, the multiplayer. I've dabbled in the campaign. It's fun. You play different allied powers during the time. You play the Americans, the British, and the Russians. The multiplayer was actually pretty decent. The only thing is in multiplayer, you can't run in the game. It's like you're just walking.
But you have a machine gun.
Oh yeah, certain maps you have like the mounted
with
machine.
unlimited ammo. It's so much fun,
It's
but very limited movement.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes it fun for that back to basics vibe. And he said this the one time, and I actually agree. When you play this game, it actually looks like a PC game. It's not even a 360 game.
It does, yeah. Maybe it was a PC game.
Maybe.
And then they ported it over. I actually gotta admit, I didn't like this game at first, but it's actually become one of my favorite Call of Duty games. That when we hang out at his house and he has these games, like this is one of my favorite ones because it's so back to basics. You're fully relying on the skill of each other to get yourself through the game. You have no perks, no like gravity spikes or anything.
Just have
like
your rifle, your pistol, and your grenades and whatever. And you just have
it's refreshingly fun. So if you look at this game and you're like, I would never play something like that. That's what I thought at first. Give it a shot before you make assumptions.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. I think also too because like you don't have no UAVs where you can track on the map.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you have to rely on when you hear the bullets go off and you look at your map and he's right there, and you can't run, so you're just like pacefully walking and you just don't know when he's going to be there. So I think
It's entertaining. That's what keeps entertaining is because in the newer games you kind of know if you're going to win because it's like, oh look, I'm almost at my perk. But with this game, you know, there's a thrilling aspect of it that keeps it entertaining.
Right.
So it's very much a player's game.
And I brought it over here for if we ever wanted to play it.
Oh man,
We probably will.
and we might one day. So if you guys want to see something like that, let us know.
Stay tuned. Okay, so the next Call of Duty, I'm not going to really get into those. Call of Duty 3.
Nice.
This one was Treyarch, so they did Black Ops. This wasn't the famous one they did, but this one was released in 2006, so a year after. Just another back to basics World War game. Nothing else really to say about there. Okay, now this one holds a very special place in my heart. This is the first Modern Warfare Call of Duty in the history. This is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I don't know why they called it Call of Duty 4. They could have just called it Call of Duty Modern Warfare to symbolize the first one, but it's whatever. This is the Game of the Year edition. I believe this was one of the first games I actually bought when I had my first 360. I have a 360, yes, but I had the Fat Boy one, and that was my first ever console. So basically, when I got my first 360 ever, this was one of the first games I got.
Wow.
This is back to basics, but my gosh, the campaign was freaking amazing.
That's super cool.
And definitely it amps up the multiplayer. Back to basics, but you can run now. You actually have good weapons. You can't customize the classes, but sometimes in a back to basics Call of Duty, you don't need that. You just grab a gun, and then if your ammo's low, hey, you can steal your opponent's one. You just have fun with it. This one I have a lot of memories on. I have a lot of memories with this one. So this one.
Cool. We played that one too before.
You were not a big fan of that one?
Not really.
That's all right. A lot of people didn't like it because a lot of people just liked it for, at the time, what it was, especially for the campaign. But I mean, multiplayer was solid.
I would definitely play it again because I don't remember 100%.
Maybe we can play it.
That's something to keep in mind.
Okay, Call of Duty World at War.
Okay.
This one was, in my opinion, one of the most immersive World War themed Call of Duties ever. This was the birth of zombies.
All right.
So this was literally right on the trail of Black Ops. This was released in, where is it?
Probably 2008.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I think 2 years before Black Ops 1.
Okay.
This is right before Modern Warfare 2. So this was by Treyarch. You could definitely, really, because you could feel the Black Ops vibes in this one. The dark, eerie, suspenseful.
Oh yeah, you can feel.
Yeah. What was cool, because you kind of, when you opened up your game case, I'm sorry if I'm not doing it with a lot of these, but with this one, there's a 48-hour Netflix trial on there, gold subscription.
That's cool.
Because when you were showing some of your games, like, I had to do it with mine.
But you know, the thing is it's so cool, easy to get rid of things like that, but like that adds character.
Yeah.
You know, because like, I mean, look at the old 360 logo on it itself.
And I think that's still the subscription code. I think you can, I mean, hey, imagine if fucking still works. But, I mean, if it's
Write
not,
it down, everybody.
even if it's not, it adds to that nostalgia. Like, this was in the game.
I just like the old, like it's like a darker version of the 360 logo that matches that. Because like the newer ones, it's a lot like, let me see. Where's my like look at one of my newer 360 games. You got like the brighter 360.
Yeah.
Look at that darker one. Like that, even the old Netflix logo, right? Because Netflix doesn't use that logo anymore.
Oh.
Super cool. Super cool. So adds so much character to it. I gotta respect you for that.
Thank you. I had to show that because when you were showing your collection, you had one where it's like, look at the original game case. I had, like with the little booklet. I had to do it with mine, with this, because I actually noticed this when I first got the game. I noticed this, and I'm like, no way. And it's really cool.
And it's rare that when you buy these games, a lot of those things are still in there.
Right.
You know, I think the people that like you buy them from like a professional person, you'll find them. Now, a good example of unprofessional is this next one.
So again, a lot of the games I'm going to mention, I had to make the cases myself because this Call of Duty I have came in a game case. But this one I'm showing is a lot of Call of Duty and Xbox fans, or really just video game fans in general, will revere as the GOAT of all GOATs. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Do not mind the black and white and shitty trace over of the Xbox. Like I said, I was just trying to be different, but there it is. 2009.
Cool.
2009, I think, was the golden age of 360. Definitely fond memories of this. A buddy of mine that I used to be friends with, like really growing up with, he had this always on at his house. Every time I come over, we would play multiplayer. We would play some of the campaign and some of the special ops missions. It's not my favorite, but I love it still. Like, I was still blown away by, like, just the innovation that it had. Like,
I agree.
when you think of Xbox Live,
I've played it. It's definitely a pretty good game. I've had some time behind the wheel per se with that game. It was regarded then as one of the greatest, and I'm actually still surprised that it's still considered
it still
one
holds
of the
up
greatest.
still to this day.
It does, yes. Super cool. I remember the was it called Dune? Was the map?
Yeah, the desert map.
Yeah. How many hours? I had this one friend that was like obsessed with that
The
map.
skyscraper map that everyone played. People fall off the buildings.
I've never even got a chance to play it because I had this one friend I used to play it with, where like the desert map was like his map, and you could tell because he like no matter where you were in the map, you were dead because like he was just he knew that map like the back of his hand. And there's people out there that probably play this game. They know just that.
Right.
What the time?
No, I was just curious.
30. Wow.
But yeah, but definitely maybe one day we can
I think we're halfway done, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kind
okay,
of
so
halfway mark.
you see how many games he has? That's
Yeah.
a lot.
But like I said, a lot of the ones that you're all familiar with, I won't get to. But okay, like this one, Black Ops 1, released in 2010. This one I definitely remember having a lot of memories with. Love the campaign. I like a lot of Call of Duties. On a side note, I love a lot of Call of Duties with that, with the history behind it. This was one of my favorite time periods of history. This was around the Cold War, so you learn about the CIA espionage and like sleeper agents and like the Soviet Union's association with Vietnam and all of that. So and of course Zombies was revamped here. But yeah, very classic Call of Duty.
I love the. I think it's the like the map where they have like the big round table, right? That's in Zombies?
Oh, 5, the Pentagon map.
Yeah, that's
you
super
unlock
cool.
that after the campaign.
I love that.
So it's
that
kind of
was
like
a cool map.
it's kind of like with World at War, so it adds to that.
Did you have that map?
5.
Yeah.
So when you first got the game, no, you have the first map. You got the German theater one, Kino,
Okay.
you're toting. 5 you get after beating the campaign, but there's the Easter egg, which was cool about Black Ops and Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, the interactive menu screen. So Black Ops 1, you're in the chair. You get out. You can get out of the chair. You can walk around. You go to the computer behind you. You type in a code. You unlock 5 and all the other maps.
That's cool. Now, but do you have 5
Yes.
on yours? Okay.
I never
So I
really
think we
was a
played.
bit. I played it here and there. I wasn't a big fan of. Sometimes like certain maps, I'm not like a big. The ones where there's like puzzles, kind of. There's like a lot around. Like it's kind of like I'm not like that of a pro. Like the smaller maps, like Kino or Town and Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I like because it's simple, but I'm also up for a little challenge sometimes here and there.
Super cool.
So this one you have in your collection, Modern Warfare 3.
Yep. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Compared to mine. Yeah.
Yours.
Nothing. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
But to kind of add to what he said, when he was talking about it, definitely this was a Call of Duty I really also liked. I loved the addition to survival on here. I like the Spec Ops, but survival was where it was like their version of zombies. Obviously, it wasn't zombies, but it was survival. Countless waves of enemies, countless fun. Campaign was good. Multiplayer was basically just Modern Warfare 2. I could really give a shit about the multiplayer. Not shitting on the multiplayer, but I love the survival on this and the campaign. And this was 2011, so this was kind of like the peak. Really,
I had a lot of hours in that game. The
I did
multiplayer
too.
all these years later is not that good.
No.
What? We played it recently, me and him, and there was one thing I didn't like about it. What was it? There's something you can't do in that game.
Was it in survival?
No, it was in multiplayer. When we did offline multiplayer.
Bots?
There's no bots.
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare. There was
There's
no bots.
That's what it was.
That's okay. I mean,
But it's a little thing because we're spoiled with the how we like playing with bots. But yeah,
speaking of Black Ops,
you're
do
spoiled
this
with another ripoff one.
yeah, but you knew this was going to be here. Black Ops 2. I mean,
Super cool.
classic. That's all I'm going to say because he pretty much said it in his. I really have nothing else to say. This is literally the epitome of my 360 childhood. I will tell you a cool story though about this. My mom actually got it for me around the time it first came out. She got it for me as a secret, but I did something to piss her off. And then she wouldn't give it to me at first, but then I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. She's like, all right, to make up for it, here, you can have Black Ops 2. And I got Black Ops 2.
That's funny.
Okay, we're finally on the last Call of Duty. I know, guys, this whole thing with Call of Duty's been so long. I apologize. We're on the last one.
A lot of people are going to get butthurt about this one, but it's okay.
But I think this one's very underrated, though, and I'm going to give you my reason why. And that one is Call of Duty Ghosts. I have the double disc. This was the 2013. This was around the time the Xbox One was coming out, and this was a big addition for the Xbox One. But I got the 360 version. So I'll get the con out of the way. I don't like the extinction mode, which if you don't know what it is, it's basically their version of zombies, but it's aliens.
Okay.
So I just wasn't a fan of that. But campaign was pretty darn underrated. It was a really nice, interesting story. New, fresh set of characters, whole different vibe. Multiplayer, in my opinion, is actually pretty fun because there's one mode on it that actually, it's called infected mode, where one person in the match is randomly selected as infected. You have to infect everybody to win the match, or if you're not infected, you have to survive. So I think it's very fun.
That's cool.
A lot of people don't revere the game because of extinction mode, and I guess they just didn't really like the game. I actually thought it was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid, underrated game.
I've never played it. We'll have to try it sometime.
They don't have wall running, and they don't have, I think they have sliding, and there's this cool thing where you're in cover, and you can peek out of cover. So that is pretty decent. Oh, also, I think in one of the DLC maps, you have a thing where you can play Michael Myers.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely got to play that.
If I could get the DLC, maybe, but we can still play Call of Duty either way.
I'll get the DLC.
All right, now we are on to another one of my top 5.
Is that Forza 3?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the Ultimate Collection. My girlfriend was able to bless me with this one day. She did not have to, but I still thank her to this day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christina.
This is a great.
Yes.
This is a great game. I never played it though, but it looks cool.
This was actually the first game that I got. The day I got my 360 at GameStop, I went home and now I'm gonna set the scene for what it was like in 2011. What is this?
Is this the one that had the Nissan Altima in it?
Yes.
It does. Okay, super cool. I always knew there was one that had that.
Unless this wasn't too. Real quick.
What?
Look up when this game was released. I want to assume it was 2011.
Let me look.
Because I'm trying to find.
What was it called?
Forza Motorsport 3. 2010, but I could be wrong. But if you want to just look it up.
Sport. 9.
Okay. 2009?
Yeah.
Okay, 2009, 2010. But so 2009, 2010 I had a room where it was like a loft bed, and I had these I don't know how you would describe these bed sheets. It was black with the silver red square. It was whatever. I had a nice little gaming hut underneath, and I had a rack of all my games. This was the first game that I had on there, and this was the first game I plugged in. I instantly fell in love with it. I loved the soundtrack, the menu music, and the menu just in general, and the selection of cars. And luckily I was able to have the Ultimate Collection because you have 500 cars. DLC.
Cool.
Certain ones are locked though, which sucks, but you still get a good majority of cars to play.
Super cool.
So I absolutely love this game. I don't really play it a lot. This is a game what shut your brain off game. This one. And next time if I do play, I want to try to play this. Just pick a car and just drive around.
Cool.
Okay. GTA 4. I'm a little late to the party with GTA 4. I have the DLC. I'll take this one out because it's big. So I have the DLC. I grew up on the DLC, which basically you play stories that are intertwining with 4. But I was really late to the party with the actual story with Nico Bellic. I've always wanted to. I never got to because I just never really had the real drive to get it. And I finally did. And it's great. With the stories, with the episodes.
Yours has a different design on it than mine.
Because yours, I think, is not a platinum hits. I think mine is just... Mine could be the actual, one of the original release, original...
Look at it. His is shiny around the logo. Mine's black.
And I have the.
Oh,
and I have the map. And I have the map.
Do I have the map in mine? Oh, I do. Okay, good.
You have the,
Oh, I have the map inside the house.
Okay.
I had the map.
But I mostly grew up with the DLC, so I basically have two. I know there's like a triple pack where you can get all 3 games, but I feel like for a collection, I had to get 2. I had to get them separate.
Oh, this is a different one.
So that's the DLCs,
Oh,
the episodes,
okay.
and then
Cool.
this is the actual game. You can actually get one where it's all 3 of them in one.
Super cool.
Okay, this is actually the game that you traded for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Lego Indiana Jones.
We didn't do the trade. I'm just making that clear.
Oh,
This is his game.
Yeah, this. But believe it or not, I have a Platinum Hits disc
Oh.
with a regular.
But that wasn't you that did that.
No, I guess
came like that.
the guy. Yeah, I guess it came like that.
He was a big fan, I guess.
Yeah, but I loved Indiana Jones growing up, and I wasn't a big Lego guy growing up, but if I had to get a Lego game, I would get Lego Indiana Jones. You know, it's fun. It's just a nice little fun, you know,
It's
game
cool.
to play. Okay. This is one of the first games that I actually beat when I bought a 360 again to get back into the hobby. Mafia 2, another 2K games. This is a really good story beginning to end. This is like definitely 40s, 50s Mafia. You play Vito Scaletta, who is an Italian immigrant who moves to Empire City, which is Empire Bay, which is basically their version of New York.
Yep.
He gets into some trouble, and then he had to go into the army. Then he comes back looking for work, and then he eventually gets into the mob life. It's a very good story. If you really like a lot of mafia movies type stuff, and you really like a lot of like the 40s and 50s living kind of feeling, this is it. You drive old school cars. They have the old school speedometer. You can flip through the radio stations, and they have like old school stuff.
That's super cool.
What's really cool though is you actually, it's like it's GTA. You can steal cars. You can fly through red. If you fly through a red light and you drive fast, the cops will stop you.
Oh my god.
But I think that adds character to the game, because back then you could get in trouble. Applying that to realism, you can get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
But just to add that into the game, it just adds so much character to it. And I told him about it. There's a certain part in the game, I won't spoil it for any of you who haven't played the campaign, you should go check it out. There's a part where Vito gets out of jail, and it's the 50s. And I told him that there's a little, on one of the songs is Little Richard, and I know he likes the 50s type stuff, and I told him
cool.
you would like it if you...
Super cool.
We are 5 games left, so we're almost there. We have NHL 14. I had a sports game in there. I'm an avid hockey fan. I have not how I used to be, like really like since like 2015, but no, I like it, and I had to have an NHL game in here. I started really on NHL like the Xbox One era games, but I had to get a 360 game, and it had to be NHL 14 because you got famous goaltender Marty Brodeur for the New Jersey Devils on the cover.
Yeah, I like it's monochromatic too.
Yeah, like I like that.
Super cool.
It's just a simple hockey game. Very fun. It doesn't have threes. I know you like threes, and it doesn't have like the the smoother mechanics, but it's a nice back to basics hockey game.
Yeah.
Okay, this is another underrated first person shooter, Medal of Honor, which is in like the Battlefield realm, because this game was made by the Frostbite engine, is what Battlefield uses. I'm somewhat in the middle of the campaign. It's okay. This one feels like an actual war movie when I play it, but
Interesting.
it's okay. I never really played the multiplayer, and it's alright.
It has multiplayer? That's
Yeah, but I think you need online for it, so that's why.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get into a whole rant about this, but I want to really express how much this game really means to me. So when I was game collecting, I knew I wanted to get Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 in my collection. I would go through eBay, I would go through Macari, all of the websites you can think of, and a lot of them. Okay, so I'll tell you the Macari story. He wanted me to tell you guys this. So there's a website called Macari, and there was a guy who had Need for Speed. He was selling it for $300 or $3,000
No, I think it was like
or $1,000. I don't know what it
it
was.
was like close to $1,000.
It was a ridiculous amount of money, and I'm like, you mean to tell me that a game that's worth like $10-15 to like $5 to $10 today is? I get it because they delisted the game off of like the marketplace, but I mean, come on, really? But luckily enough, I found one for $50, and it said no free shipping, and I'm really a guy who likes free shipping, but when it came to this, I was like, fuck it. You got to take risks in your life once in a while, and I was like, fuck it. I had to get it. This is probably my favorite racing game of all time. The soundtrack, I have songs in my playlists that have some of these songs on it.
That's super cool.
The cars were great. The Viper, the BMW, the Carrera GT, the 911 Turbo, the Cayman. It's just everything about it. The races, the dialogue, and like the cutscenes were corny. And I know like the game was clunky, but again, I'm gonna let nostalgia win, and I don't give a fuck because this is how I feel. I love this game to death.
It's a cool game.
I love this game to death.
And I bet everyone is glad that you made the jump and you bought the game.
Yeah, and yes, I had to do shipping, but I don't give a fuck. This is the only game I do it for.
Yeah.
No other game. This one, because you never. Who knew? Because if I decide, who knows? Like if I decided to pass on this, I would never find a good deal again. You know.
True.
2 more games. We got Portal 2. So I'm not particularly fond of this game because it's frustrating. It's like a puzzle game. You have to escape this facility, and you have like a portal gun. It's okay, but I just also have it for nostalgia because I remember like getting to the 360. This game was very nostalgic.
That was one of the first games you got this time around, right?
Again, that was I think the first game, one of the first few games I bought.
I remember that.
And now we're at the final game of my collection. This is a game that I haven't started, but I had to get it because, like Alan Wake, it sounded really cool. Singularity. It definitely takes inspiration from Bioshock, where you upgrade weapons. And you have like this device where you can alter time and stuff, and you deal with like mutants and stuff. So
That's cool.
So that was my 360
Woo!
collection. I know we're done.
No, it was a lot of fun, that one.
Now I don't know if you want me to do it real quick to pick 5 games in here.
Well, I mean, I guess you couldn't really rank them, right? Because there's too many.
If it had come to 5, but I have a hard time ranking them. But I'm just gonna. Well, actually, I'll have you go first. What games appealed to you out of mine?
Out of those,
Yeah.
let's see.
Look.
So we're doing 5. Number
yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Number 1. Let's see. I ooh. Oh, I thought this was 4. You don't have 4.
I did, but then so I had 4, but it was the Essentials edition, so you didn't get every other car. So I was like,
That's right. We're talking about Motorsport 3, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have Forza for your number 1. Black Ops. I mean,
Yeah, Black Ops 2.
no really further explanation needed.
We'll do Modern Warfare 3.
Okay.
That one here, I think. Right?
I'll fix that. I'll fix it later.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Call of Duty 2. And I need
It's
2
fine.
more. Right, 2 more.
Yes.
See, the rest of these I haven't. We're back. Did that just happen?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
just
there we
happened.
go. Okay, we're back. Sorry.
Okay.
But Legends is basically you play like classic move, like vicious missions from the movies, like Goldfinger, Moonraker. You only die another day. But yeah, you picked that one.
I choose this one.
Oh, GoldenEye.
Yep, sounded interesting. I think I would try it. Super cool looking. That is my pick. What would you choose?
So mine. All right. So I think I can kind of rank them, but it's gonna be tough though because it's like this is just gonna be my 5. So my number 1 is going to be. Oh man, see, I'm already all right. I think I should just go with it and not think too much about it. Black Ops 2. Forza Motorsport 3. It's 2 so far.
Yep.
Batman Arkham Asylum. Speed Most Wanted. And last but not least, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So that is my 5, and ladies and gentlemen, that is my Xbox 360 collection.
Wow. And it only took you 50 minutes.
Because again, from when you did yours, I was like, I know I could have waited the next time we filmed the podcast, but I wanted to do it. It's something about it. It's us
It was a lot of fun.
Us getting talking about it. It's like,
It was worth it.
who knows if even that feeling was going to even be there then.
Exactly.
So.
We actually did drive to his house to go pick these up.
Yeah.
It was a quick hi and bye to Allan's parents to come pick these things up and bring them here to show them to you guys. And I'm glad we did. Who knows what we'll compare next? I know me and Allan are big movie fans, so it'd be kind of cool to see what movies we got. But as for the Xbox games, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Well, for now, until he ends up buying more games at some point.
Who knows when that's going to be. But again, I just wanted, this was like the right moment, right time. We're talking about a passion of ours, which is Xbox.
Yep.
Specifically the 360. And I just figured, what better way? Because he did his. I just had to. Because I never play a lot of these a lot. And, maybe one day down the line when I have time, I do get to play them. But I do play some. But again, this is like a big passion in my life. I know I don't do it as much anymore, and I know he could say the same thing, but it's still there in our hearts. It's there.
Of course.
It's never going to go away. And I just figured what better time to do it on the podcast.
Glad to hear. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes,
We'll see you
thanks.
next time. He's Allan.
He's Stan.
And we will see you later. Bye. All right, now I think I remember.